Too much money causes short-sightedness. Welcome to Law and Society. Let's talk about billionaires. Being a billionaire is not cool. Intimidating maybe, but not cool. It goes to show that you hoard money, that you consolidate power by accumulating wealth, influence policy, and live in a different universe where affordability is not even a factor, where accountability is often deferred indefinitely. Being a billionaire today is a mark of ignorance, highly intelligent and deliberate ignorance, which borders on reckless abandonment. Masters and captains of industry, backed by governments, accumulate wealth without regard to what happens to the people who work with our hands, feet, and heads. The very people who little by little accrue the wealth billionaires see manifesting as yachts, private islands, renting out whole cities to have weddings, buying American elections, and thereby America's elected leaders. It is obscene, it is tone deaf, and it is corrupt to the hilt. It is an unsustainable economic model. It degrades humanity and tramples on the dignity of the masses, something democratic societies have been working to build and solidify for hundreds of years. Decency and dignity for all. Equal administration for all. Equal application of the law for all. Equal opportunity for all. Yet, today's America is far from an equal society. Socioeconomics separates us, as it always has. But the disparity we are experiencing now has never been more extreme, not even right before the French revolted against their monarchy in the late 1700s. Everything tech companies work on today originated in think tanks and laboratories across America and the world. Young engineers innovate and create better and easier ways to live our lives. But none of it would be possible without American universities, American government funding, and brilliant minds from all around the world. All of that put together gave us the internet. All of that put together gave us blockchain, AI, and related upcoming technologies. So if American taxpayers funded these programs, why should those we supported with our tax money reap all the benefits of our investment and labor? Why should CEOs make exponentially more than workers on the front lines actually producing products that companies sell? Shouldn't they have living wages, health insurance, and other benefits that make their lives easier, and by way of that, makes them more productive in life and at work? Why exploit people with bare minimum wages for mediocre job performances when paying them a living wage with benefits would inspire them well enough to do their jobs properly? Doing so, simply put, would be unburdening a lot of worries and stresses employees face in their daily lives, whether that be childcare or elder care or health insurance or a social safety net should they need it at some point. If those needs are met, workers worry less about themselves and their loved ones and can focus more on the tasks at hand. It is therefore counterproductive and short-sighted for captains of industry to withhold wages and benefits their workers are rightfully owed. Until very recently, I respected Warren Buffett for being a conscientious businessman and philanthropist who promised to give away his vast $160 billion, $160 plus billion during his lifetime. He even started a foundation calling it the Giving Pledge, where a number of ultra-rich people also committed to giving away their wealth signed up. Just a couple of days back, though, I learned that Mr. Buffett plans on giving away his considerable fortune to charitable foundations championed by his children. Many years ago, Mr. Buffett said that he had given his children enough money to last them their whole lives, and that they wouldn't inherit his personal fortune. But I guess what he meant was that his children would indirectly inherit his personal fortune by way of charitable foundations that they control. In a way that devalues both his commitment to give the money away and the moral clarity of those charity organizations that will receive their fortunes not because of the weight of their merits and needs, but rather because of their association in whole part with one of Warren Buffett's children. But at least Mr. Buffett is being transparent about his plans. After all, it is his money. He can do with it whatever he wants. Except, on a fundamental level, he made his money the same way many other American billionaires have. Because American companies he has equity in profited from the labor of Americans, whether or not the laborers were given a living wage and benefits every worker deserves. Even somebody like Buffett, who openly gives away his fortune, cannot categorically say that all his business holdings are stellar employers and treat their employees well. If they had, money wouldn't have accrued so disproportionately among the 0.1% while leaving millions of Americans food insecure and without basic health care. Now, I'll end with a personal experience. Back in 2012, after recovery from the Great Recession, as I was starting the tribute projects with the trepidation that I would experience lifetime poverty, my mother, an academic, and my stepfather, a successful doctor, invited me to a Thanksgiving dinner at a swanky restaurant in Chicago. 7-course meal served in a high-fashion restaurant with dim lighting and big numbers next to the menu options. We started talking about charity for some reason or another, and I said, Bill Gates could be doing much more. My stepbrother, an early enrollee in the Silicon Valley, immediately came to Bill Gates' defense, saying something to the effect of, "Are you kidding? He has already done so much." Everybody at the table seemed to agree with my stepbrother, comfortable with the idea that economically fortunate people do more than enough for those who are less so, even though the world we were heading into would prove the opposite. Funnily, some months later, Bill Gates himself admitted that he should be doing more. I learned an important lesson that day. Money changes you. If you are sitting at one of those swanky tables in dimly lit rooms, quite possibly to blunt the shock of the big numbers on the menu card from regular people like me, you don't need to do more for those serving you and cooking your food than you are absolutely morally obligated to do. The bill and the customary 15%. And even that 15% depends on the person. That moral obligation varies from person to person in a world overrun by greed, veiled as a quintessential American experiment. Unbridled, unrestricted, unregulated capitalism. So, who is to say how much money is enough? That is the world that we live in. And that is not right. Something is deeply out of balance. Thank you for listening. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.